Nvidia has been without a doubt one of the hottest stocks and the best performing stocks in the past couple of years. And this has mainly been fueled by the rise in AI and the AI revolution. But after such a massive run, even in the past 6 months before you could buy Nvidia stock for around $90. Today, you have to pay more than $180 a share to buy Nvidia stock. It has already doubled just in the past 6 months. So where can it go? Can it go past 200? Can it go past 250? Can it keep climbing? Can it keep going up over the next 12 months? So in this video, we'll break down and we'll talk about if Nvidia stock is a buy today and if Nvidia stock will hit $250 in the next 12 months. So right now, Nvidia currently trades at around $184 a share. Wall Street analysts have an average 12-month price target between $215 to $220 a share. Some are more bullish, calling for $240 to $250, while the most cautious sit closer to $175. So there are people on Wall Street who believe Nvidia stock has already hit its glass ceiling, if not more. And in short, the market and the Wall Street is expecting moderate to strong upside, anywhere between 10 to 25% over the next year, which is a very good rate of return. But the one thing that I can tell you about stock market is what everyone is predicting, it's the opposite of what usually happens.
So Nvidia looms large. Does that make or break whether your bullishness comes to fruition moving forward?
I know investors are really anxious, and Nvidia has not performed well the last few times it's reported. But the story arc there remains that is one of the most important companies in the world in the middle of the biggest structural change in the world economy. So I think Nvidia still is a great story. It really wouldn't change our thesis if the stock reacted poorly.
You feel like there's become a little more AI anxiety, as we wrote at the top? You know, from Sam Altman at OpenAI saying that, investors are a little overeager about AI. Meta's reorganized again. They've stopped their hiring. There was another report today that suggested some of these Gen AI models are failing. You think there's anxiety in this market about this trade?
Well, I think everyone's trying to get situational awareness. Like, is this inning 1 or 2 or late innings? Because we know there's been a lot of value creation and a lot of capital that's flowed in. And we know that Silicon Valley has seen a boom of companies with $100 million annual run rates, like in record time around AI. And a lot of people want to ring the bell at the top. But to me, it still feels really early because there's such a limited number of stocks that public investors can buy that represent a direct play on AI.
I know, but that could lead to bubble-like activity, right? When your pool of investable opportunities remains so small, all of this money rushes to a select few.
Yes.
And then they have to live up to all of that hype and give a great return on these hundreds of billions of dollars that are being invested. That's not a risk?
Well, so you'll also have to see where can Nvidia end up in the next 4 to 5 years. So speaking of what Nvidia could do to go up in the next 4 to 5 years, what could drive Nvidia higher? The first is the AI demand. We can all agree that the demand in AI and the AI revolution and the rise in Nvidia have gone hand in hand. So it all depends on the AI demand. Every major tech company is pouring billions into artificial intelligence, and Nvidia's GPUs are still the gold standard for training large AI models. So right now, what every large tech company is doing is building AI models and training them. And to train them, you need a GPU, and Nvidia's are the best. Facebook, every company is buying Nvidia GPUs in huge numbers. So that is what driving Nvidia stock. So the stock price of Nvidia and how high can it go is directly proportional to how much demand AI will be. My guess tells that it is going to be the best thing you'll ever see in the next 4 to 5 years. So for Nvidia stock to go up, the demand in AI is not going to be a problem. The second one is new product launches. Nvidia's next generational architectures are expected to deliver big performance gains, keeping them ahead of its rivals. So now Nvidia is not the only player in the AI market. So Nvidia has to launch more products and better performance to keep its edge and stay ahead of its rivals. And the third one is the operating leverage. As revenue goes up, profit demand expands, which could push the earnings in the stock even higher. And finally, strategic partnerships. You should know who you have to partner with to to keep the leadership in the AI space. Deals with AI leaders, including big investments into OpenAI and other startups, may look really good for Nvidia to lock in demand. So that doesn't mean it does not come without risks and regulations. What all I've mentioned so far are the things that could go in favor of Nvidia, like strategic partnerships, operating leverage, new product launches, and the demand for AI.
Well, it is a risk. I guess that's really the next stage of what we have to see is how does the market accept now adding to the roster of direct AI plays, beyond just Figment. And I think, if we look at the next 12 months, there'll be a bevy of IPOs, some really big companies that are later stage. But if they're bought and they produce good growth and their stocks perform well, I would still say that still means we're early innings.
That's still your favorite trade.
I think it's the most important trade. Yeah.
I know it's the most important. I feel like that's legit. But is it?
I think there's a bigger upside in the owning financials right now because financials are benefiting from AI.
Okay.
So they're the second order beneficiaries. Plus they're getting the green light to build on the blockchain, which could really make JP Morgan and Goldman's business models so much more profitable and change their multiples, expand them. So I think, yes, I'm still bullish on AI, but I actually think the financials are really one of the legs that drive us the next 12 to 24 months.
Oh, interesting. No matter what the Fed does from here, does the rate picture matter for the bank stocks?
It does, because it provides the liquidity to sort of liquefy housing and corporate lending and bring spreads down. But I think financial sector has produced visible earnings growth for a long time.
But there are also things that you have to keep in mind before investing in Nvidia, because the first thing is, if you're buying Nvidia stock today, you're buying a company that has already gone up by quite a lot, and everybody in the world knows about Nvidia today. So if you're buying today, you're buying a little late. So what you have to see, is the juice worth the squeeze? So it's not all green lights for Nvidia. Nvidia's valuation is already rich. If growth slows, its stock multiple could shrink. Even if earnings stay strong, then there is a regulatory risk. US export restrictions on advanced chips to China could cut off a massive portion of the market. Competition is heating up too. AMD, Intel, and even big tech giants like Google and Amazon are designing their own AI chips. And if everybody starts to design their own AI chips, who will buy Nvidia's? Now, the real thing is, even if big companies are designing their own AI chips, I don't think they can do it as fast as Nvidia can, and can do a better job like Nvidia, the performance and even the price. You cannot compete with Nvidia there, so I don't think that is going to be a problem. So let's talk about the base case and bull case for Nvidia, because everyone needs to know that there are both sides to Nvidia. Nvidia can go up and Nvidia may not go up. So if you know both the reasons for why it can go up and reasons why it can't go up, I think we can make the best decision. So here is the base case. If Nvidia executes well and AI spending continues, the stock will climb between 15 to 25%, landing in $210 to $230 range. If Nvidia goes to 230 to 250 by next year, I'll be very happy, because I'm not looking to double my money. Even 30% annual return for my money right now will do. And in a bullish scenario where demand accelerates and Nvidia keeps its dominance, we could see Nvidia go up to even 250 to 270. But in a bearish case, if regulation bites or spending cools down, the stock might just tread water or even fall back towards 175. And in other words, Nvidia's next 12 months look promising, but it does not come risk-free. Not like how it was 6 months before, when you could buy Nvidia stock for $80 to $85. So will Nvidia be the crown jewel of AI or face tough times ahead? The next year will be critical. And so what do you think? I think right now, because Nvidia stock has gone up from $80 to $90 to $180, I think it's best if we wait till the stock comes down to around 150 or even 160.
Moments ago, Nvidia making a $5 billion or agreeing to investment in Intel, a partnership. The deal does not include an agreement for Intel to manufacture Nvidia chips. Nvidia and Intel will, however, develop PC and data center chips, according to a news release that was just out. John Fort, man, oh man, so at 7:14, he was in bed sleeping. At 6:40, no, you're here for the IPO.
These are my pajamas, Joe. Yeah, I'm here for the Netscope IPO, but just happen to be here as this news crosses.
Which is good. And my immediate question, Jensen Huang's over there right now at the state dinner, right?
Yeah.
If you can get Nvidia stock for 150 to 160 in the next couple of months, it is a great buy. But let's say if you're looking to put $10,000 of your money in Nvidia, I'd say right now just wait by putting $3,000 and put in the next $7,000 when there's a dip, because just 6 months before you were getting it for $90. So why spend 180 today when you can buy it back? There will be a small dip eventually at some point. So if you can get Nvidia for 140 or 150, that would make it a great buy, because if everything goes in Nvidia's favor, which I think it will at some point, Nvidia will hit $250. So from 150 to 250, that is a great rate of return. So that's it guys from here today. This is my first video, so please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching.